And bro. One shot D&D. Let's do this. Alright. So, Jakal, the treasure hunter, has been informed that the Crystal Dragon Eye is found off the coast of Wolcrum, a 2 days boat ride from here. You gather your things, your gear, your weapons. You pay off a small pirate band to allow you to travel on their boat to go to this uh, savage island. You hear rumors that they're from these pirates that this island is crawling with ancient monsters from long ago, and there's a savage tribe of what seems worse than dragon folks here on this island. You brush it off. Could be some rumors that you hear off. See the pirates tell themselves. For a handsome pay, they agree to on their trip back to pick you up in 2 days' time. If not, if sooner, they leave you a dinghy so you can paddle your way back home. But knowing these pirates, you trustedly took a scroll of teleportation with you that will teleport you straight to your hideout. So if you ever need to get out of there fast, you have one easy escape. So you reach this island, and you ride your dinghy to the shore. Beautiful hot weather. It's cool yet be warm. The humidity is in the air. Your dark clothes kind of give you a bit of heat. Describe your character a bit before we go into this jungle that you see before you.
Uh, I think Jakal wears um, simple, tight-fitting attire. I think he has um, leather wraps around his wrists, around one of his wrists, and the other wrist he wears like a silver gauntlet that sort of just comes over his hand through his fingers. He has a dark hood, and his head is wrapped in what appears to be sort of dirty bandages with only his eyes showing. And he would get out of this dinghy. I assume the boat is sort of like this. Is there a boat like offshore?
Yeah, the dinghy is what you rode on. The pirates didn't want to get too close to the island, so they allow you to take their dinghy out there. You can see the boat far off.
Okay, so I imagine that he sort of slumps out of the dinghy, sort of scurries to his feet and tries to dust him off the best he can. Shakes his hands off, picks up the dinghy, takes it to like the um like a what's the word, like an area with some foliage in it, and he sort of covers it with some leaves and some dirt. And then he just sort of looks up and down this beach.
What you see is mostly tall tree lines. It's a thick forest jungle. There's greenage everywhere. There seems to be a small port to the east side of it that you see, but it looks kind of torn down a bit, like no one's used it for ages.
Does he have like a map or?
Yeah, you have a small map. It's crudely sketched, from like all the rumors you've heard about, like research you've done? Like this is a large island.
I'm assuming there's like at least one or two landmarks on it.
Yeah, there's this big mountain in the center of the island that's like in the shape of a large hook, and there's like one of these has like a small cave where it's just like this cave leads to like Jesus. Do you hear that?
The cave leads to Jesus. Are you mad?
Sorry, there was just a loud crash outside my window. So they said that this cave leads into like a small water ravine that they say like the animals that are scared of the larger animals here go to hide in. And then there's like they said like, hey, there's a village here, but be careful of the village. That's where like that's where those like transformed dragon folk live.
So imagine like Jakar pulls out this raggedy piece of paper, this parchment, and he holds it in front of himself with two hands and cocks his head one way and then cocks it the other way, and then he sort of turns the map a little bit and then turns it completely 180 and carries on doing that, looks into it and just sort of half folds, half scrumples up the map and puts it back into his pocket. I imagine that the sort of foliage is a little dense, so he pulls out what appears to be this extremely sharp short sword, well looked after, well maintained, and he starts hacking his way through this forest.
So you begin walking through the forest, and it's just mosquitoes everywhere. You smack them away every time they get in your eyesight. You cut through the foliage. You start seeing like animals here and there that run away when they spot you. And then you spot like a large tree that's been tumbled over that seems to like lead into this clearing of sorts. Like there's large trees, but the rest of this clearing has been like flattened out by something. And then you just see this vast valley of like animals. And then you see this long neck creature eating from the treetops. And it looks like what's the word again? It looks like a Brachiosaurus, which is a dinosaur. But it looks healthy, strong. It's eating leaves. And then you see like a tri-horn dinosaur walking around. Think of like that scene in Jurassic Park. You just see a bunch of dinosaurs.
And you say that they're in the ravine, like I'm above them, looking down.
Yes, that's that was a better picture. Yeah, you've come to this clearing that's like lower down, and you see all this flat land, and you see like some triceratops drinking from the water line. You see Brontosaurus eating leaves from treetops, but you see these large dinosaurs. from where you are.
And so I imagine like how he saw this. Like maybe he heard a noise before he got to the ravine, so he sort of dropped and did that sort of army crawl to the edge. Looked over this beautiful valley, seeing these creatures grazing, and after a few moments, he just sort of spins onto his back and his arms out, looking up at the sky, and then he puts one hand on his forehead, on top of his bandages, and just rubs his brow. And then he shakes his head and sort of gets to his sort of crouching position. And he will, again, so the map, I assume, shows me like a place that I'm looking for. And I sort of look for that like landmark at least.
You see, like, from where this clearing is, you see, like, black smoke coming from, like, farther north. You see the mountain way into the valley. It's pretty far away, but you don't see any cave entrances.
Um, Assuming that I need to get down into this ravine, like that's like the path of least resistance to my destination. I'll walk along. I'll carry on walking in the true direction, but I will stay close to the edge of the ravine, waiting until there's a point where there's sort of like a carved, like a path at least, or an easy way that I think I can get down. I'm not going to try and sort of scale a cliff.
So, as you're sneaking along, you hear, like, shouting in the distance and, like the hooves of feet patting the hard soil. As you spot what seemed like tribemen riding through the clearing, chasing down this large stag deer. So the reason people keep calling these things like transformed dragon folk is that they're not actually dragon folk, they're lizard folk. More alligator, actually. And they're riding on these large beasts, type like grogs, like war grags, like these huge. Think of like large giant wolves and tigers. And they're like riding across the plains, throwing like their spears at this stag, trying to kill it. And you just hear like them shouting orders and other things. You see one of them like riding in an elephant, and others like chasing just from behind them without riding anything. It's a large band of like lizard folk riding around.
Yeah, I think Jakar would freeze to a point. He would get into a position that he thought was hidden, or at least sort of covered, at least a little bit. He would sort of check his exits. He's used to doing that. he would make sure he has at least two possible exits, and then he would sit and just watch this unfold.
You just spot them finally trapping the stag. They've stabbed it. They then tied it up, hooked it onto their beasts, and then start riding off. You see others start tackling other smaller animals. You see arguments of some people making cases that they should be attacking the dinosaurs and other members just brush it off as a crazy idea that they shouldn't attempt yet.
Yeah, I think Jakal's the kind of bloke that would he's in their area and he's doing something that he definitely shouldn't be doing, but he's going to do it anyway. So he wants to get he wants to watch them. He wants to see what weapons they have, whether they're organized. You said they're arguing, so maybe they're not quite disciplined. He wants to just get as much information about these alligator folk as he can.
Roll an insight.
Yeah. Insight is good. Oh, my expertise into the wrong things. So that's 15.
You can gather that they work in a ranking mentality where they listen to who it has more in charge here, but there's always someone in charge of that person. It's like a monarchy where these are the soldiers, there's a captain, there's a war chief, things like that. They argue with one another, but there's always seems to be a person that just comes in and goes stop the arguing, we got to get going. They are organized. They are savages. They're as organized as savages can be. They are more of the attack front, but they know when to back down. Apparently, they've seemed like they've lost enough people where, we're not going to attack we don't need to fuck with the dinosaurs unless we have to, kind of people.
And in terms of weaponry, are they
advanced? They're not
as
advanced. They have giant spears. They have makeshift blades. They have giant turtle shells for shields. They have leather strappings. They don't have a knight's armor or different kinds of swords. They have makeshift weaponry.
Okay. Cool. So with that information in his mind, he is going to, before they, I assume, turn back, he's going to make his way. He wants to do it with haste, but again, he's always picking. So I need to go to this point, and when I'm at this point, there's 2 exits, and then I can pick one of 2. And then next point, 2 exits. That's how he wants to move. Until he can get down to, like I say, the path of least resistance. Yeah.
So let's say roll me a perception and then roll me a survival.
Oh, the perception's good. It is a 24.
All right, then roll me survival.
Not so good. Oh no, it's pretty good. 20. Unnatural.
So you begun searching for some like indication like this is where you need to go. There's like some temple, some like ancient ground, some like monument, anything that will help you because this map isn't giving you the best directions. It feels like hundreds of hours have passed and you were like started losing track of time. You've maybe hunted down a small animal to eat. You picked off like fruit from the forest that you knew were safe. You avoided traps throughout the forest, like some giant log with some giant pointed log. You were able to maneuver out of the way. Some pit traps you spotted from far away. Some all these hunting traps you were able to avoid. And you begin getting deeper into the forest and you spot what seemed to be a large temple with what seems like ancient dragon statues in front of it. A large staircase leading up with giants holding the giant statues holding up the roof of this temple like some feat of strength with pillars holding it down. It looks like a huge temple, but it's covered in foil in like leaves and vines. It's an old temple. What you also spot is a pathway connecting this temple to some other place. And you follow the road with your eyes and it starts leading to a direction where you see smoke. And the smoke seems much closer than the last time you spotted it. So you feel like whatever's over there is pretty close to the temple if something happens.
So you're saying that the temple is like before me, but there's a path that leads off to um, this smoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in front of you is this large temple. You're like in the corner, like left corner of the temple. Like as you come out of the forest, you finally spotted it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Um, and the stairs are the only sort of that's the easiest way to get in or up.
That's what you see so far from where you are. You can scout around. You can walk up to it. Whatever
Um,
you feel like is right, you can do.
so I imagine probably like a tree line or something. What like, looking at this, I would just look around, make sure there's none of those like giant lizard dinosaurs. Make sure I'm alone, basically. And
Uh,
if I am,
Roll me perception.
I think that's 15.
You don't spot anything. You feel like it's pretty clear.
Yeah, so I will approach the staircase.
So before you is this large stone staircase. And many like different levels of the staircase have like different platforms you can come off of to like admire the temple's work and things like that. And you begin climbing the steps and you feel like you feel your armor shaking for the before you take maybe the 16th step.
I see what? Sorry?
Your armor begins to shake in front of you.
My arm.
Your armor.
It shakes on my body.
Yes. Like it's giving you some kind of warning.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah. Jacole knows this feeling, and he does this. I imagine it's like this rehearsed thing where he pulls both blades and crouches. It's like he's ready to spring, but as he sort of does it in a way where he does this 360 crouch before he's like fully crouched. He is span round and taken in as much as he can of the surroundings, like within about maybe 50 feet of him. He can probably gather as much information as he can in that time, whether to run, jump, hide, defend himself.
So you spin around and like taking your surroundings as quick as possible. You notice a couple of things. First off, the step in front of you seems to be a bit more elevated than the rest of the steps you've been stepping on. Second, you start seeing lizard folk coming from outside the temple, and they seem to be like heading down the staircase.
Oh, okay.
You spot like uh urns and like barrels that you can hide behind. You spot a ledge where you can jump over to like the side of the stairs where you feel like you could blend in. You're taking your whole surrounding to give yourself all these options that you can do.
Yeah. I think he probably sees. Like, I imagine like he was going to take a step, like, and that's when he was walking up the stairs, and then like that shiver, that vibration of his armor, and then he stops that step, and he looks at his feet. He sees the raised step. He takes a step back, and then he does this. No, I imagine then he notices the sound of these people walking down the steps. Then he does the spin, takes in everything else. His next move, and with that, he sheaves his weapons. He takes like a side. Not, to be honest with you, it's more like a cartwheel. Does like a cartwheel sideways, and he hangs off the side of the stairs. And he said it was like overgrown with not ivy. What's the word? Vines.
Yeah. Fine.
And I'd like to sort of grab onto one of them or a couple of them and just hang off like a couple of feet down from the edge and move along a little bit, like out of. I don't want to be in the same like place that I was. I want to move up a bit.
All right, roll me in acrobatics.
Oh, why do I always roll well on the one shots and never in the campaigns? So that's a Jesus 27.
That is pretty well.
It's pretty fucking good, right?
Yeah. You flip over and grab the vine and start moving along the wall. You saw like small slits that you feel like it's more. They're not big enough windows. They're definitely enough where you could stick your arm in to hold yourself in place or something like that. But it's more like to let air into the temple.
Okay.
You move along the wall to like get around these lizard folk that seem to be coming down the staircase. You see them like jump a bit when they reach the step that you were around, so it looks like they were like avoiding it, and they keep walking as you climb You then use the wall and the vine to like climb yourself a bit higher up the staircase to the temple entrance. And before you just see a large double door entrance that is like made of marble and stone, and like there's all these beautiful rocks like surrounding the door. They're not like gems, they're like pretty rocks that just shine off with the sun. And the doors seem open.
Just for future reference, I have second story work, which means I can basically climb faster without penalties and cool shit, which I just noticed. Um, so I'm at these gates. I look behind me to see what the lizard folk are doing. They're walking down the stairs. I look behind them.
They seem to
Um,
be just heading down the steps. They then split up, one going left, one going right. They seem to be circling around the temple.
okay. Um, Noticing that they had jumped where they did, I don't think I saw them coming out of the doors. So I will do like a quick um, scan of the like the door frame. If that makes sense, to see if there's any sort of any trap or any ward or something that I have to do to get in.
Roll me perception or investigation.
Perception. 15.
You see that in front of the doorway there seems to be a like this ward this this ward that signals that somebody is entering the temple. It
Okay.
seems to be like where you in a way where you step in the center, something happens and you step out.
Is it all along like the length
It's
of the
like at the
door?
entrance of the door. It's large enough where it cover like as you walk in, you're going to step on this.
Okay.
If you're just walking in.
Yeah. Jakal is far too badass to be falling for something like that, and he will. Okay, so can I see in? Can I
Yeah,
see into the first room?
you can see into the first
Specific,
one. There seems to go
go
ahead.
on. I was gonna say specifically what's above me in terms of like the ceiling situation.
There seems to be archways going into it's a short hallway. It begins to a short long hallway. Well, a short tall hallway. Into what seems to be some sort of makeshift elevator that heads down, but past this elevator is like a large statue of some like warrior fighting off a snake, and then there seems to be like pathways around it, but that's as far as you can see.
Okay. I would like to. It says like archways like up. I like to
Yeah.
essentially grapple hook myself into one of these little alcoves. Um, just so I can like sort of fly over this ward and then get my bearings.
All right. So
Um,
you point your bracer up, and it just like a spinning rope flies from out of your bracer and like attaches itself with a hook onto the ceiling, and you yank the rope, which you yank your arm down, which yanks the rope, activating like its like recoil, where you like fling yourself upwards, so you're like flying up like Superman style. You grab onto the walls and like you look around your surroundings. Roll me perception.
22.
22. You spot that this temple, the inside of this temple looks like it's been recently opened. It's still recent, like receiving air through the temple. There's still like cobwebs and dust everywhere. There seems to be new relit torches. So these something's like renewing this temple. You spot like some lizard folks talking to like each other in front of the statue. They seem to be like hitting the wall, like trying to do different like cave designs. And you spot this elevator that has some like a sign hanging over a lever, which you see like the lizard folks paying no mind to.
Okay, so
And the last thing is around the statue. You see like it goes left and right and seems to be going deeper into the building.
okay, so I'm like in the rafters of this room, right? Is that what you mean? And I'm looking down, and
You're hanging
there's
from the top.
and I'm looking down. There's two lizard folk in front of the statue, and there's an elevator which is close to me. They're not looking at,
Yeah.
and there's two pathways beyond the statue, left and right.
Right.
Correct. Okay. Um, I don't know if I want to be going into some dodgy like this. Like I thought this was going to be empty, and all of a sudden there's creatures, like sentient creatures in this fucking temple. Which
Right.
I'm not. So I don't want to be in like an enclosed space, elevator style. So I want to crawl. I want to sneak essentially around the edge of this room and go down probably the right the right tunnel beyond the statue.
Right. Okay. As you're crawling past on top of this, roll me stealth.
Happily. Oh, not happily. What have I done? 14?
14. You feel like you're pretty quiet.
Oh, thank God for that stealth bonus.
As you're crawling like the side of the wall and into like the next room, you see what seems to be like some humans. They in like so you see like a setup camp, bucks, there's small tents. There seems to be this man in a robe, being like the in-between guy of this other human who's talking to this lizard folk. Uh, like you hear some words that need to be translated. Like we need to get a move on to this expedition, and we need to like find this treasure. Are you sure these like lizard folks can help us? And like the other guys like translating to this lizard folks to be like, do you speak Draconic?
Probably. No, I don't think so. I don't think I can speak anything.
You should look up your list and see like there's some languages because I know you can at least get 2 languages you can speak as a thief.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was. I have Thief Khan, and I have Elvish because I'm an elf. Doesn't say that I have any languages as a rogue. It does not say that.
Or you could either choose a tool set or a language, an extra language.
It was just tools. So no, I cannot speak Draconic.
All right.
But if anyone's using any hidden language inside a language, I can speak that.
From where you are, you can hear them. Like this room echoes, so you're able to hear this conversation taking place. But if anyone else is talking around, you can't. You see this, like this. Let's say, elegant man in a good like adventuring suit, like a good expedition outfit, is talking to this rogue figure. Like, I need you to explain that we need to be able to find what we're looking for, and if they can like show us where it is, we will be off their island faster. The rogue figure begins to translate to the lizard folk. Lizard folk gets angry, shouts something. The man then turns around like, they say that they don't know what we're looking for, that we're just like, they accepted the new currency we give them and like the gunpowder, but they don't understand why they had to reopen up this ancient temple that was once like was off limits by the old war chief. And you see that like the man is just like shrugs it off and was like, "Were we here? Well, we know we're here, but we can't tell them that they were here to steal their thing. They're like the dragon's eye. So just make up some just make up some reason why to explain that why we are here." The cloaked man just begins talking to the lizard folk, and they begin having a back and forth for a while. But you have listened to all of this.
Um, I'm assuming this room is like relatively crowded with tents and the people. So I wouldn't go in. I'd just turn and come back.
As you're turning back, you spot someone that just makes that it doesn't send shiver down your spine. It just puts you instantly in a bad mood. You see Nazar, this 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 other treasure hunter that who's always been trying to one up you. That who like you've seen, he's put you in more deadlier situations than you care to like find yourselves in. He's made your like treasure hunting expeditions harder than they need to be at some point in their lives. Like when you spot him, you know, like, all right, this is trouble. I need to stay away from this. But he's on your island. You came here finding the dragon's eye, and now he's there with some expedition group talking to these lizard folk.
Has he seen me?
He hasn't spotted you. He just came out of the tent as you were leaving, and you instantly recognized this drow figure.
And he's in the room that was with the tents and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so Jakal will. He just sort of like his head goes like loose, his neck goes loose, and he just like rolls his head and his eyes closed, and then he just like slaps his hand into his forehead and looks up, shakes his head. Um, okay, maybe stupid, but he's got like this. He's come out of this tent, right?
Yeah, he's come out of this tent.
I want to get like is his tent like at where's his tent situated?
His tent is at the edge of the wall. It's like a bit farther than anyone else because what's the name? I think I gave Nazul. Is what I gave him? Let's go with Nazul. I like Nazul better. Now Nazul to be like he works alone, or he's usually likes to be separated from everyone else because he thinks himself better than everyone else.
Yeah.
So he planned his tent a bit farther than the rest. So it's like hugging the edge of the wall. And it's hence like not like the triangle tent, it's more like there's 4 sticks holding a roof tent.
Yeah.
You can walk in and do your studies and sleep and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get into his tent. I want to go around the back of his tent. I preferably don't want to slit it open, but I will if I have to.
Well,
I'd like to leave if I have to slit his tent open. I'd like to leave something there that makes him think that one of his sort of compadres has like done the dirty on him.
Yeah, I feel like so to do that one, you would have to get something from someone else.
Yeah.
To plant in his. So that's 2 tents you're gonna have to deal with.
I'm trying to think of like how I could just like pickpocket someone.
You could sneak into the tent, but that's gonna be a hard check, a hard stealth check.
Yeah.
Like slitting in would be a much easier stealth check, but it leaves evidence that you came in.
That someone was in there. Yeah.
Someone wasn't. But Nazul will be paranoid. So if you leave something, he'll totally suspect that something's there.
Yeah, absolutely. I really want to do that. How to do it?
Did I mention? All right, I forgot to also mention. Like you have 2 inspiration points.
Sweet.
And I want to add a different effect to the inspiration points. I want to be, since this is the whole thing, I want you to be like able to create a situation where like, say, like at some point maybe you can just change it where something went wrong with the negotiations and they like started parting ways or people started leaving the room. Like you can edit a scene, basically, to fit what you would like to do.
Yeah, I played a game once with like story points, they were called.
Yeah.
And you could get like a story point and then you could use it to sort of slightly change a situation.
Yeah. I want to put that like as another use for inspiration.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm trying to think of like I'd love to get like one person alone.
Well,
Um,
there's other people walking around. There seems to be like people looking through like textbooks. Some people looking like they're keeping watch. Oh, there's people like playing poker at a table.
yeah, I just want to get like I want to be able to steal someone's dagger. That's what I want to do because I know that Nazul will see the rip in the tent and he will study the blade, like the slice, and he will think he will know like what.
I get,
Oh,
I get
do
you
you know what I
going.
mean?
Yeah, I guess what you're going. He'll study. He was like, all right,
That blade was a X blade, or
and
it's not sharp enough. Yeah,
he'll go searching for it.
yeah.
All right, yeah, it works.
So let's do that. Let's
So,
try that at least.
where would you like to hit? Would you like to hit the guard, like these guards walking around, or would you like to hit these three guards at a poker table? You have two
Uh,
options here.
I don't think that I'd be able to do a poker table because everyone will be looking at each other. The guards walking around would be easier, I think. So I will go for them.
All right. So, roll me. Okay, how do you want to get from the roof down? All right, let's say this. I'm gonna paint the picture for you.
I'd like. Okay.
This place is not that well lit. There's a lot of dark spots. There's like at least 6 torches in this room. And each torch, like at some point, it caves in where it shows darkness. There's like about 8 tents. Nazul's hugging the wall. The rest are just around the area. There seems to be like 6 guards all walking around. Some leaving the room. Some coming out. Like some coming in and coming out. But they all seem to be like walking in a pattern around this room. You can time it like where
Yeah, that's
about
perfect.
there seems to be like around 4 guards at a time in this room.
Yeah, you're saying that people like leaving the room and coming back in.
Yeah.
So I imagine there must be some sort of like not doorway necessarily, but like an arch or like a crack they would
Every
walk through.
entrance has a like there's like uh roofs. What'd you call them last time? Like where you're walking around at the top?
Um,
Scaffolds?
no, alcoves.
Yeah, there's like alcoves where you're able to at least grab, like hold yourself on, and if you needed to, you can sit upon top of it.
Yeah, like this is my idea. That is to never touch the floor. To climb round to one of these places where they have to walk through like a concentrated point, like a doorway or a crack that they walk through to check like corridors.
Right.
And I would like sit, I would hug the wall, and as they walk through, I'll be holding the wall with my feet. I would like bend backwards, pick the dagger, do a sit up to get back onto the roof, like onto the wall, and they would have no
Perfect.
idea, and I would carry on.
Perfect. There's a spot where you could do that.
Cool.
So you make your way over there and you time it right. I want you to roll me a stealth check. A pickpocket, sleight of hand. That's the one.
Sleight of hand, no problem. 21.
All right. You rolled high enough. Do you want to put something in his pocket while you're exchanging it, or do you want to just take the dagger?
Um, I don't think I have much that I can. Oh, so is this like a lowly like a lowly guard, like a just a normal.
It's a normal guard.
Okay,
As best as
so
you can tell, like he looks like he's dressed as the other ones.
so I imagine that he hasn't really got like um, he's not entitled to finery.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to take his dagger, um, arousing suspicion. Hopefully, when I actually finish this thing, that it was someone like a guard that did this, and I'd like to put like a gemstone in his pocket, something he shouldn't be able to have.
Ah, all right. So you're able to make the exchange. You slowly raise up the knife and you grab it, spin it around, and just shove it in your sleeve. And then from your pouch, you pull out a small green emerald and just slightly stick it into his pocket, as
Yeah,
far as your finger could reach down there. Then you sit up, climb back up, and you're back on the roof area.
cool. Yeah, I want to.
So you look over his dagger,
What's the? Uh-huh.
and it has teeth on it. It looks like a survival's knife, a like scavenger's knife, where it has like teeth on it, where it shreds when it gets dug in. It's
Uh-huh.
not like silk and smooth like yours, where like it's like slides right in.
Yeah,
So it leaves jagged. So there's definitely a difference between your dagger and this dagger.
yeah. Um, I don't know. Is so? Am I on the opposite edge of the cavern, or like am I close to this tent that I need to get into? Or
You
I'm
can
trying to
make
think.
your way back to over the Nazul's tent with no problem.
Okay, I'll do that.
You're over Nazul's tent now.
Okay, so I will drop behind it deftly.
Roll me stealth.
Oh, that's 28.
You drop down from the ceiling and like land with the slightest of touch. Not even the dust lifts up.
Yeah, that's how Draco rolls. So he will pull the dagger. He will intentionally make it a rough cut. So he will like go down one, and then he will go back to the top of the cut and go sort of left a little bit. Like
Completely unprofessional.
he will make it so butchered that it looks like, yeah, he stages it.
Uh, Roll me performance.
Deception.
Deception also works. I like that one better.
Oh, uh that's a 6.
So funny enough, rolling low is not a bad thing because you don't want to make it too convincing. So you just slash at it. You make a large opening and you slash it again. It looks horrible, and you just smell like yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's exactly what you want. Like you didn't intend to do it this badly, but actually doing it that badly makes it look even better.
No, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, it looks yeah, okay. So he will take a peep in. Imagine he doesn't see anyone in there.
No one's inside. You see a a desk area. There's some open books and like stacks of paper. You'll
Yeah.
see like bags of gold and like jewels. You'll see a small chest on the top of his desk, a bed, like a, a satchel of his belongings,
Hmm.
and
Okay, so
you see the ruby sword that he loves to shine in people's faces,
uh,
where that hilt is studded in ruby diamonds.
okay. Um, so first things first to make this setup really pay off, he's going to go into that bag of gems, and he is going to take out like the same kind of rock that I planted on the guy.
All right, you pull out an emerald.
Yeah, I pocket that, and then I go into his belongings. Um, and I'm careful about this because I imagine that Nazol packs
You're
his things.
you're doing it as if you're checking all the things you would notice you would check as if someone was in
Yeah,
your room.
yeah, yeah, and I want to put it back like as immaculately as I can because I know that that's a thing.
All
Because when
right.
you got to pull something out, you got to pull it out quickly. You need to know where it is. So I want to try and check, see if he has any knowledge about where this dragon eye is,
All right.
and
Uh,
anything else that I get is just a bonus.
all right. Roll me investigation. Now, are you searching
Investigation.
through his stuff, or are you just looking for information of the Dragon Eye?
Um,
Like, do you want to steal his stuff, or are you
no,
just here like as a recon?
I don't want to steal. I don't want to take anything apart from that gemstone. All I want to do is like find, read, and put back.
All right.
So what was it?
Investigation.
19.
So you look through these paperwork. You move them in a bit of a way that shows that someone's been in here, but you read through the paperwork. It shows a log where he was hired by this expedition group to help escort them into the Savage Island where the Dragon Eye is. He plans on replacing the Dragon Eye and stealing it for himself. He knows that the Dragon Eye is deep deep near the bottom of the temple where it opens up into a dungeon. And like from what the researchers have gathered is that the only way down there is through the elevator, which they were able to find and get reworking, but they don't know what's down there, and they're trying to get the lizard folks to like either guide them, like use as like body shields to help them like go like what's down there. But the lizard folk aren't helping them past this point because they were able to reopen the temple, so they're now trying to make the temple back theirs again. So they're like at a head, like they're here over this, claiming that they're here for like research of history and stuff. But it's both parties know, except the lizard folk, that the Dragon Eye is down there, and they need a way to get down there. Well, that raises
Okay.
suspicion.
Okay. This is a little bit sort of what's the word? Like knowledge I should have probably got before, but I want to rack my brain. They're all wearing like a uniform, or they all wearing? Is there any like identifying like features? Do they all have like a badge or like a set of clothes that they're wearing, or I mean, like the people that are meant to be here, like the lizard folk, are they wearing like stripes? Are the humans wearing like hats or? You muted, Paul.
I am muted. What I was trying to say was the lizard folk have like tattered up clothing that looks like they've lived here all their life. You haven't spotted that there's other people here. As far as you know, there's only just lizard folk. The expedition crew, they seem to have like, from like what you're gathering inside the tent of Nazul, is that they're part of a like uh like an explorers type guild type people where they go like looking for treasures to like put on display or sell, but they like this is their livelihood.
They
But they
have like
do
a
it.
city.
Yeah, they do. They have a like a diamond a diamond eye magnifying glass.
Okay.
Well, you base your like adventures on like maps, rumors, and like looking into like the black market, looking for information for that. They do it
Opportunity.
through yeah the the expedition group do it through like months or years of research, learning where this location is, like learning about its culture and how to get there, and things like that. Your way is faster, but more dangerous. Their way is a bit safer, but takes much longer.
Okay. Um, I need to get out of this tent, so I will exit the same way I came in. The dagger that I took, um, I mean, in my head, Jakal is pretty good, and I would love to be able to put that dagger with a piece of fabric like stuck into the blade, into the jagged edges of this blade, back into this guy's pocket. How possible is that?
It would take some time because you would have to wait for him to like circle back around.
Um,
Now you can follow him and like try to do it a different way, but you won't be able to do it in the area you've done it before. You just have to wait until he like circles back around there.
um,
So you can either spend some time waiting until the opportunity to do it again, or just sneak it in while he's like doing his like the walk around.
I tell you what would be ideal is to just like for me not to waste time and to be able to get down before there was too much commotion, like down the elevator before there was like commotion had started, is to lay his dagger um, on the floor in his path. Like he has obviously like a routine that he has to like a figure of eight or something, and to put his dagger in his path where he would notice it and put it back into his sheath.
All right. Um. So hold on. You want to lay it down in his path where he'll pick. Oh, okay. So
Do you see what I'm saying?
right.
Like he'll be like, "Oh, what? Why is my?" Like he'd see the dagger. He'd look at his hilt, his belt, and he'd go, "My dagger's not there. Why is it not there?" Pick it
All
up, put
right.
it back
So
in.
you're able. There's no check for that. You'll able. Roll me stealth. That's the only to just be not get spotted while you're just tossing a dagger down.
23.
23. You're able to like just jump back, hide behind some tents. You see him coming, and you just like slide it in a way that he won't notice it until he like gets there,
Uh-huh.
and you are able to like climb back out of there and get back onto the high area.
And now I want to go to the. I want to go to that elevator. It's the only way down.
All right. You'll make it to the yeah, you'll make it around the building and are able to spot the elevator underneath you. There seems to be like a lizard folk looking at it, scratches his head, and then walks away.
At the elevator.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just want to make sure that no one's looking. And then what is it like a door, like a normal door, and you walk in, or is there like a like what's
What?
so the elevator door is just like It's just like a sliding door.
Oh no, it's just a large platform with a door, with a like an elevator. It's like there's no door. It's just a platform. You hit the lever and the platform just goes down.
Ah, okay. Um,
Like there's no hiding that you are at the elevator and you're going
no.
down the elevator.
I'm assuming there's like some sort of like chain or something that
Yeah.
like that. I want to crawl down the chain. I don't want to use the elevator. I want to use the chain.
All right. Uh, so you make your way down to the elevator. Well, no one's around. You spot no one coming from anywhere. Uh, you look. You just take a peek at the sign, and it just says in like common English speak. Uh, do not use the elevator until we are ready. Do not touch the elevator until we are ready. It seems simple enough. You probably deduce that maybe the lizard folk don't know common English.
Yeah. Um,
So you grab onto the chain. It seems to be attached to the like a mechanism on the roof, and there seems to be like just enough of a gap to like be able to climb down. I want you to roll me an athletics.
16. Muted. Oh.
60 or 16?
16.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh yeah, 16.
Um, you're to like grab the chain with your like gauntlet. You're able to hold yourself up as you're leaning underneath the platform. You seem like you see the mechanism of like this large like gear type wheel that ties itself to the chain and like is able to pull itself up and down from it. And you like climb from underneath the elevator and then you start making your way down. As you're making your way down, you hear shouting from up above. It sounds like Nazul found his tent. You're not able to make out what it is, but you just grin underneath your mask as you're heading back down. You reach the bottom, and it's just like this dark, misty area. Like there's a tinge of like blue in how dark this area is. It just like lights up. You have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a tinge of blue in the area. It's just complete darkness with like mist swirling around you. And you see all these like statues and pillars heading down into like a long hallway. Each statue seems to be like representing a feat of strength by something, doing something different. Like a man lifting a boulder, a man like grappling with another man, a man fighting with a sword, a man lifting a creature over its head, things like that.
And like, how big are these statues? Are they like life size or are they like huge?
They're like huge human size, like say Goliaths. They're all. If they didn't look like humanoid, you would say like these are all Goliaths doing like
Well,
feats of strength.
they're like 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, while I think Jakal is brilliant at what he does, he's also sometimes a little cocky. And he just walks down this long corridor. Like he doesn't hide, he doesn't stealthy, he just walks down it.
You reach the end of the hallway, and there's this large door with like inscriptions are like around the door. It seems to be written in a bunch of different languages, but you find one in Elven. They say, "Feats of strength, quick of foot, entering this room, uh, you like feats of strength, quick of foot, entering this room. You must keep your wits about you."
Um, with that, he has one hand on one of his short swords, and he looks again. He sort of surveys like any trappage, wards, probably more wards now because he's deep in the temple.
Roll me perception.
Uh, 24.
You see, like above the doorway, that the wall's a little open, and you see a blade right, like as right above the door. You feel like if you would have just pushed the door open, the blade would have just slid right down.
Uh-huh. Um, he will. He's going to get out a crowbar.
Right, right.
Is he? Or I'll just for the sake of time that I will pull out the crowbar. I think I've got some better tools, but I need to look at them up. Um, and he will just like push the door with that. I don't know how long the crowbar is. Maybe 4 foot. Maybe probably not even that. 3 foot.
Let's go
Um,
4 foot. It's long enough where it extends past your arm.
yeah, like he just
You
wants to
push
like
it.
push it.
You push it against the door, and this blade instantly just slides right down, as like fast as your eyes can keep up. It just slices down quickly, and it looks like it's made to just chop a hand off.
Does it like go back into its sort of?
No, it looks like it needs to be placed back up there.
Okay, cool. So he will. Yeah, he will. Like use the crowbar. Well, actually, does it take the crowbar out, or am I quick enough to take it away?
It's not like the crowbar's gonna get stuck. It's more like it knocks the crowbar out of your hand with how quick it just slides down.
Okay.
This looks like a too deadly of a trap.
Yeah, so he will like use that crowbar again just to like prop the door open.
You push the
And
door. You push the door a bit open, and there's like a musty smell coming from inside the room. You go inside, or you just prop the door open?
I know, I enter absolutely.
You see
with caution, always.
you see these large pillars that like one bigger than the other, leading up to what seems like be a door at the top.
Say that again.
You see this large room with pillars like maybe 10 to 15 feet apart. Like one is taller than the next, leading all the way to like the top of the roof where a door seems to be. There's no door across from you from the room. There's just this large 50 by 50 foot area with just pillars growing in size as they all reach to the door.
Okay. I am going to. I assume I've still got the crowbar in my hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just going to I'm just going to slide it, like throw it, and like underarm throw, like along the floor as far as I can.
You chuck the crowbar in, and you just hear the clang of it as it hits the tile floor, echo throughout the room. Torch lights flick on, but nothing else happens.
Okay. Jakal sort of cocks his head and begins to walk.
The closest pillar to you seems to be like a 20-foot climb. And then the next one is bigger and bigger. And at some point, they're not even pillars anymore. They're just like floating, like platforms.
Okay. Yeah, I'll begin to climb as best I can.
When you climb to the first platform, you step on an insignia that just grows bright green. You look under your foot, and it just shows a picture of a snake. As a wall begins to open to a large hole, and this huge serpent just starts sliding into the room. Think of like the huge snake in Harry Potter.
Is it beneath me?
It's beneath you, and it's just like slithering around, but you can see that it's just crawling around. It feels like it keeps going. It keeps coming out of the wall as it starts slithering around the room.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just continue to climb, like with haste now.
Roll me an acrobatics or athletics.
Oh,
Athletics to make the jump. Acrobatics if you want to just climb into the next pillar.
uh,
At some point, you're just going to have to do acrobatics.
yeah, 17 acrobatics. Again, second story work, I can do things quite well.
Right.
Like with climbing.
You would jump and like grab on. You flip over and get onto the second pillar. Let's say there's like 10 pillars in total, and you're on the second one.
Okay.
Hold on. Better way to keep track of it. All right. The snake seems to stop slithering and now look up.
Yeah, I imagine that. Again, I've got like an ability that allows me to hide even when I'm lightly obscured, even by rain or like a little bit of leaf. So I would, well, as I'm jumping, like that first jump would be like jump and hide, and then survey what that snake's doing.
You like hide behind the pillar and just look like around it to see what the snake's doing, and it seems to be now looking up to the pillars. It doesn't seem to have spotted you, but it looks like it's just ready to attack if it spots you. You feel like if you make any more noise, it'll know where you are.
Yeah. Okay, with that, yeah, I'm just gonna be like careful. Like I want to be quick and precise, and there's no mistakes. Jakal is good at this. He's gonna, he believes in his own ability, so he's gonna start climbing, flipping, taking cover. Again, it's an exit mentality where it's like, well, if I get caught here, I can jump onto this wall or this alcove, or I can jump down, or I can slide down, or. But he's gonna do that on the next one and the next one.
You're able to get to the sixth platform, and now it becomes just floating platforms of the rest of the way up. Like
Yeah.
you have 4 to 5 more platforms left. These platforms are now high in the sky, but there's no like pillar to hide behind. So you could stealth jump, which I'll let you do with like roll me stealth and then roll acrobatics.
I would probably start using the grapple hook at this point.
Yeah. So you fire your grappling hook, and it attaches itself to the platform, and you zip up. The snake spots you. Roll me initiative. You're not in full combat. It's just like a better way to like determine who goes first.
That is an 18.
All right. All right, you go first. So you are able to zip up into the 6th platform, and now you're on the 6th platform. And then you just see this large snake start barreling up pillars towards you.
Okay. Jakal can't take a seasoned warrior face to face. He knows that. Luckily for him, he has other specialities, and that is the art of surprise. And I will just, so I want to take a shot with my musket, and as I do that, I would like to swing. So I'm still on this like grapple hook, right?
Right.
So I'd like to shoot as I swing down underneath this rock, and hang there. I imagine that this snake's obviously so long that it just sort of it slides up these rocks without ever having to, like, it never loses like its mass. It's always going up like one. It's always on like 3 or 4 rocks at a time.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to shoot, get underneath a rock, and hide, and then I'm going to attack again like later.
All right. Roll to attack.
Okay. 12.
12 hits.
Oh, sweet. Oh, that sucks. 8 damage.
So you fire your musket at. You jump and grapple underneath of it, the platform, and fire your musket at the snake. And it seems to like take the hit, like it pierces it, but the snake keeps going as it's going to barrel like into you to like try to knock you off the
Uh,
platform.
I think like as a bonus action, I can use hide. So like I don't want him to be able, I don't want him to know that I'm there. Like I want to use my cunning action, or at least
Uh,
attempt to.
okay.
I think it's my role stealth against his passive or perception.
All right. Let's go with roll me stealth. Yeah,
26.
26. So describe how you're hiding because you jumped down, grappled underneath the platform, and then now
So yeah.
you after you
So
fire, you're hiding.
I imagine it's like I shoot and then I swing down. So like the musket goes off, smoke like not loads, but like a little bit. I swing down underneath the same rock that I'm hiding that I was on, um, and just like hug the bottom of this rock, like any like hole, like finger holes I can get into, or so there's no like um, what's the word? There's no trace of me being there. Like he knows I was there, but there's no trace of me now.
All right. So you jump down, you you're able to flip over and like hide hide in the shadow of the its own platform, and it just barrels. It's still going to make an attack, and it's still a big snake, so it's still going to try to hit, but it's going to do it with a disadvantage. As a 15 hit.
No.
No. So you see the snake barrel through and like just scrape your platform and hit the wall behind it, and it seems to like begin uh sliding against the wall, and then you
Nice.
feel a uh, a shake, no, like a tug, and this your platform seems to be going down. You look around and you see the other platforms begin moving side to side. Your platform now begins going up and down, the other one side to side, the other one like uh in a rotating motion. They all begin moving in separate, like making it harder like to jump, basically.
Okay. Um, like
You'll be able to grapple, but now be able to take the turn of your bonus action. Because it won't be able to do a free action. Go ahead.
yeah. So stop me if I'm wrong. But I imagine so I shoot, swing underneath. Um, the snake like barrels up towards me, smashes into the wall, but his body is so long that it's still like hanging over the edge of these floating rocks.
Right.
And like as my rock that I'm on starts falling, I'd like to like jump up at the snake, both short swords into the. I want to double stab him and hang on.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead. Roll me an attack.
Okay, so I'm going to roll my air sword first.
Both need a hit for you to be attached to it.
Yeah, which is a 26.
That hits.
And my short sword is 22.
Also hits.
So the air sword damage is 10. 10.
10.
And the short sword is 6. 6 damage.
All right. You look like you did. You sunk your blades deep into this creature, and it just like tussles and turns. It can't seem to be getting to like grab you with its mouth. Well, it's just like swinging itself around. I want you to roll me and athletics to keep yourself grabbed on.
Yeah, a 9.
9.
Oh no, I want inspiration in that actually.
All right.
I want it to be cool. 16.
16. That's much better. You're able to hold onto this thing whipping around itself. It's gonna go into like slam its back against the wall.
Oh, Paul, I fucked up.
Why?
Because I should have added my sneak attack bonus.
Well,
Please allow that.
go ahead. Just don't call it sneak attack. Doesn't make sense to me.
11. No, that makes sense. When I was just like jumped up from the bottom.
All right, this time it makes sense.
That's 11 damage.
11 damage. It is pretty messed up. You see like blood gushing from the back of this creature's neck as you're like trying to stay on. It's gonna go in for a slam attack. It gets advantage because you're on top of it. Does a 19 hit your AC?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to slam its back directly where you are into the wall and do 7 damage. Oh, wait. 11 damage. I just did the damage from the dice.
I think you want me to like look this up, but I think I can use Uncanny Dodge, which halves the damage, which make it 6. Is it 6?
I think it's a reaction.
Yeah, reaction. Yeah. I'm not sure how reactions work. Is my only thing.
They're only triggered when certain like credentials are made.
Yeah.
So Uncanny Dodge. Oh, I'm dumb. Yeah, it's you can only do it like once per round, and since it's just like my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, you basically can do it every round. But it's like a reaction can only be done once per round.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Uncanny Dodge. I didn't get to actually read what it does, so you're gonna have to tell me what it is.
Just take half damage if I can see the target.
All right. So make it 6 damage then. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine I just see it coming and like just dodge out of the way, pivot around the mass of this snake.
Your move. You're on behind this. You're behind the snake.
Yeah, I think I just I'm going to begin to like crawl up the snake, like so it's basically like 2 attacks, like but he's like crawling up it.
All right, go ahead.
like towards the head is what I'm trying to do.
Uh, we're gonna make it like you're only doing your 2 sword attack, but you're basically climbing your way up.
Yeah, that's
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do attacks every time you climb.
So it's 2 sword attacks. Yeah.
Yep.
That's shitloads. 26.
It's
Uh, and 10.
your second sword seems to have hit like a bone or something. Doesn't stick in.
So it's 12 damage.
All right.
So I imagine like it's my bonus because my bonus action like does all kinds of shit. So I imagine that's like me climbing.
So you're climbing up, and you stick your second sword into like its body, and you hit something harder where it just clangs off. Roll me athletics, as it's like the clang surprised you, and this thing is still moving around, trying to
16.
shake you off. 16. You're able to just barely hang on as this thing is shaking you around. Uh, roll me another attack to like get your sword in there.
One attack.
Yeah, short sword.
19.
19. You were able to sink it deep into the snake's neck. You're near its head now.
Do I do damage or
2 damage, yeah.
10?
All right. It looks pretty beaten up. Like, it doesn't look like it could take much more. You're at the head now.
Nice. Does it his go?
Right. All right. It's going to try to slam its entire head up into the ceiling. Try to just get you off of it. Advantage. 21 versus AC.
Yeah, heads.
Right. 14 damage.
14 minus
7.
7 damage. Fucking hell. So
On the bright side, you're now on the roof. Like, you can see the door where you're supposed to go.
nice. I'm going to stick both of my swords into its eye sockets. That's a 16.
Hit.
And a 17.
15. You stick both blades inside this creature's skull, and it just like shrieks in pain as it looks like it dies from the hit, and it seems to be going down.
Okay. That's 21 damage if it makes a difference.
It dies even better.
And so as it like falls, I would like to use my cunning action to like leave, like disengage it. Like I pull my short swords out, and I jump up to the like where the door is or whatever.
Right?
And is it like on a floating platform as well?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to just like stick my swords into like the edge and like pull myself up.
You climb up, and you're now in front of the door. The snake falls, and there's a loud thud at the bottom as like smoke clears and begins to envelop the snake again. You see the dust fall, and it's just there bleeding out.
Yeah, I imagine that every time the snake like hits another platform, it's like this big boom, and every time like he flinches, like oh, oh,
Like
like
pillars are crashing, it's
yeah,
hitting itself against the snake. It's just so much of its body came out of that hole. It doesn't have enough to like. It's just like hitting itself as it goes down.
yeah. And I imagine that Jakal wants this to be quiet, quick, and simple. And that was anything but. And it was just so loud that now he's just expecting people to come down. So now he has to be even quicker. It's like now we've got like a lot less time than I thought I had.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You fling the door open, and you just see uh, a large hallway leading into what seems to be another room. We could just take a break now.
Seems like a good time to take a break, man.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that you sent me messages.
3 times.
Sorry, buddy. Just saw it.
It's
All
all
right,
right.
let's go take a break.
Cheers.
Right.
And I'm back.
All right. So you are now into this long. You're back, right?
Yep.
Yep. All right. You're into this long hallway. All you see around you is just like a bunch of pillars. It's tall and long, and it's leading into a new doorway. As you begin walking, your armor triggers, and like you step back as a arrow just flings into the room.
Um, do any more like fly off or just
Only
one?
the one that you backed away from so far.
Okay, so I'll throw like I have things in my thieves tools kit, just like stuff. No, I've got some scissors apparently in my thieves tools kit, so I'll just like fling them down the hole as far as I can.
Uh, every few feet, the farther you fling it down, another arrow shoots off and tries to hit it.
Cool. So I will.
Like a bunch of arrows just fire off at the scissors as they keep flying.
Do the pillars like go right to the ceiling, or do they like stop?
They go right to the ceiling.
Uh, so Jacqueline will like survey his surroundings, and he'll back up like a couple of feet, and he'll like crack his knuckles and crack his neck, and then he will just sprint through this ambush. He will dive and duck and barrel roll his way towards the door.
All right. Roll me uh, athletics.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics, I mean.
I hope.
Acrobatics with like any other bonuses your rogue can get. And you have to beat a 20 each time.
Okay.
You have to beat at least 6 20s. For every one that you miss is an arrow firing at you, which I'll do another check for. But this hallway is just going to fill with arrows, and you're just going to be flipping, diving, jumping, trying to dodge as many as you can.
Is it a dex save, or is it just like an attack?
Deck save.
It is a dex save.
Yes.
Like if I was hit by one of these arrows, it would be a dex save, right? Or would it be
No, it should be
an attack roll?
It should be an attack roll.
Okay, can't use that. For what it's worth, I will be using dodge. Like my run walk speed is 35 feet, and I will be like dashing, so I'll be running as fast as I can. That's all I've got. So here we go. Oh, that's a 19 for the first one.
Okay. I won't tell you till you're done.
Mm-hmm. Keeping a list.
Yep.
Well above 20. Well above 20 again. And again. And again.
Yeah, at least tell me these numbers, buddy.
Oh, do you want them?
Yeah.
Well, I rolled two 13s plus 11, so that's 24, 24. That's 26 in this roll.
I just want the total, at least.
Okay, sorry. And a Oh, that's a 13.
Okay. One more.
A 25.
All right. So just 2. So you're running down this hallway, and these things just fire at will, and like maybe one of. At first, you weren't with enough speed, so you get hit by one. That's. Sorry. Does an 18 hit your AC?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do. Yeah, there's only 2 of them, so. 18 damage, half that. 9 damage. Because you have that cutting dodge thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll only work once.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
All right. And so
So
9 damage. 9 damage. You, after getting hit the first time, you feel like you could pick up the pace. You keep running, and as you jump off this pillar, your foot jumps off it the wrong way, and it slows you a bit down, allowing you to get hit one more time. Ah, shit. 26. So 10 damage. As you land, you tumble.
10 damage after being halved, yeah?
No, you would only get the reaction
5.
once.
Okay, so it is 10 damage, like, overall.
Yes.
Sorry. Jesus, 20.
Like this one got you real good.
Yeah, that's cool, yeah.
As you tumble out of the room and like you're out of these arrow-filled hallways.
Yeah, I imagine that my belt of the orc or goblin, whatever it is, will like kick in at that point.
Okay.
And it'll be like this.
You feel like this warmth and like this warm stream heat up your body as you heal for 2d4 plus 4. As you're pulling out the arrow, like this magical mist comes out of it. It seems like these arrows have been enhanced with like piercing magic, so it dealt more damage than just a regular arrow.
Mm-hmm. Jakal will like swap out the healing potion in his belt for the full one.
Okay.
And then he will
think of it like a cartridge. You just pop it out, take out the
yeah.
empty one, and insert the new one.
Yeah. And then he'll look at that wound, the last one that was like quite piercing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just an arrow through the like the calf, and he snaps one of the ends off and like pulls the other out, and he tries not to scream as he does so, and he pulls it out and throws it to the floor. That's when he notices that it's a magic arrow, and he like grips it tight and throws it to the floor, and then he realizes he still doesn't have much time. Like it's all a matter of time now. He's made so much noise, and yeah, he looks ahead.
It's this large room with like staircases going in different directions, all leading up to like this large platform up top with just like a beacon of light shining down upon it.
Jakal takes in the room briefly he doesn't take it in enough, he doesn't look like hard enough before he makes a decision, and he will just raise his arm, grapple hook, bracer, just above the platform with a light on it, and he will just like shoot straight up there. If he's got enough like rope, I don't know how high it is, but that's what he wants to do.
Does a 16 hit your AC?
Just yeah.
Just so you're flung up there as your armor starts buzzing loudly, and then you feel this huge smack come across your face as you are flung back down the stairs. You take 11 damage. And I'm not going to have that because you didn't see it coming.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You don't see anything in front of you.
Yeah, it works like if I can see it, then I can actually dodge it. If I can't see it, then it doesn't dodge.
Okay.
So, at this point, I think that, like, as I'm like barreling down the stairs, the again the belt kicks in, much to Jakal's dismay. And so I'm just like at the bottom of these stairs, like looking up.
Yep, you see. You don't see anything else in the room, but something big and something hard hit you as you were going up the staircase.
Okay.
But there's nothing in this room.
Okay. Again, like he sees like the stairs, and he can see like beyond them is this beacon of light, and he's hoping that is sort of where he needs to go. And he realizes that he can't just run this time. He has to be a little canny about it. So he takes a moment to take in his surroundings, taking in anything he can see, wards. He's had a few of them in this place. Anything magical, anything trap, where they could be.
You can roll arcane, perception, or survival.
It'll be perception. Oh Jesus, that's bad. 13.
You don't see anything in this room. Everything seems to be in place. Nothing seems to be out of place. Nothing's moving in this room that you can spot.
Okay. I'm going to ascend the stairs. I don't walk or run. I sort of crouch. Try to make myself as small as possible as I ascend.
As you get a bit higher, your armor starts going off.
And I will just like flat, like starfish the floor.
For that quick move, I will give disadvantage. 10 versus AC. I think that's a miss.
Yeah.
You feel like a huge breeze of air just swing over you.
Can I get an idea of where it came from?
It feels like it just came from right over you. It's like a huge. Think of it like when someone is about to hit you, right? But they just stop an inch from your face, but you still feel the wind hit you.
Uh-huh.
Like think of that. Like there's a huge gust, and it feels like something just punched the air and missed you.
Okay, I'm going to scurry up the stairs like as low as possible.
Your armor just keeps going off at this. That something just keeps taking swings at you. 18 versus AC
Yeah,
and 15 versus AC.
no miss.
Oh, well, third dice is gone. 12 damage.
Okay. Again, like the
And
last.
you're able to you're tumbled down the stairs. Something big is hitting you.
Oh, it literally like takes me down.
Yeah, it's like a big hit that it pushes you off the staircase. You don't fall as far as you did last time when you grappled up there, but you like lose a few steps.
Do I see it or?
Roll me a perception.
Um, bloody PDF. 14.
You see, you're looking all over this room. You don't know what's hitting you. You don't know where it's coming from. You're just searching around the room. You look back up the stairs and the light that's shining down. In some point in your vision, the light seems blurry, like there's something standing in front of it. But it's see-through.
Okay.
And
Is it?
looking at that spot, there seems to be something standing there because the dust is separated.
Does it look like a figure, like a person?
It's too hard to tell, but it looks like there's something standing there. It's just
Okay.
see-through and invisible.
Okay. The belt kicks in again, and this time it hurts. Oh, nice. I will call out, and at first you just hear boom, and then he pulls down the wrap that's around his head. He pulls it down from his mouth, and he says, "I've been in many tombs, but I've never seen something as blurry as you."
It doesn't respond.
Um, he
Like if you
will.
squint your eyes, you feel like you can see something, but it looks like you. It just looks too fadey to be able to tell.
Yeah. So he will like stand up at this point, like walk up the stairs like a normal person. He would have like one hand in the air, and he will say, "Come on now, this isn't the way you treat guests, surely?" And he'd be smiling, like, I mean, yeah, you'd see the smile. Half his face is exposed now, and he has this sort of like winning smile.
Are you trying to deceive it?
Probably
Like, yeah.
not. No, I
Then
think it's probably more like a charisma, like a bit of a like I'm not going to kill you, please don't kill me type thing.
all right. Yeah. No check
Uh,
for that. Just you're just giving off that feeling.
Yeah. Think like Han Solo.
Right.
Is what I'm going for.
You see whatever was in front of you is now gone. You want to keep going up the steps?
Yeah. Jakal like questions his own perception. Like, did I see that? Like, am I talking to myself? Am I talking to someone? Um, as he begins to walk up the
Your
stairs.
your armor triggers again
Oh,
as
okay.
this gush of wind just barely passes your head. But you can feel like the force of the wind just fly past your head.
Okay. Do I get any get any sense of where it come from or what's going on?
It's now on the right side of you, and it still looks like this invisible creature.
Okay.
But it just like tried to deliver a blow and it missed.
Okay.
This thing looks like it's not giving way, and it will stop you no matter from getting up the stairs.
Yeah.
But it's too hard to tell where it is. Like it's invisible.
I want to get to the point where I can see what's on that light.
You're almost halfway up the stairs. If you just move up a bit more, I think you could like peer over the top area and see what's on top.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
This thing's gonna take another swing at you. Your armor won't stop warning you every time. Ooh. 11.
Yes.
You run up the stairs of this. You feel another swing, and your armor like tells you like to jump, and you flip over the gust of wind. You run up, and you see this large, like it seems like the shape of an eye crystal on this platform, like having the light just shine deep under it, like above it. There's a light shining above it, hitting this crystal eye looking thing. As you spot it, the thing's gonna go in for another attack. 14. As a gush of
Miss.
wind misses you again.
And as it sort of like, I imagine it like brushes past me, and so I like sidestep it, and I'll just shout into like this room. You know, we could just talk.
No response, but you feel in a gush of wind just like fling in front of you, and it's gonna intentionally miss, so you back off, and it looks like it's standing in front of the eye.
And I backstep, and I say, you know, I didn't want to have to do this. He says, just here, trying to do my job, and he wouldn't even hear me out. And like, as he like delivers his spiel, I want him to like sleight of hand, like surprise attack, just throw a grenade at him. At it.
All
Like
right.
I pull the wrap back above my head as I throw this grenade, and I barrel roll to the left.
All right, roll slide. Nah, actually, no. It's fine. You're able to do it. You slowly take it off as you're wrapping your wraps around you. You toss the grenade, and the canister just explodes, and the gas fills the room. You can see the outline of this creature, and it's like a misty, like 10-foot creature, with large clawed hands.
Oh.
And with like, see, like you could see the edges of it. Like you see a small outline, but you still can't see it. As the knockout gas fills the area, it doesn't seem to be affected by it.
Shit.
As the gas begins to dissipate, you start losing its outline of where it was. But you could clearly see it for the moment that the gas was there.
I would like to shoot my musket at it.
Go ahead.
$22.
It flies right through the creature. Doesn't seem to even be affected by it.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't move. As long as you're not getting closer to the thing anymore, it stops moving. Like the moment you start taking steps, you can fire, throw anything you want, and it won't move. But the moment you take a step, it seems to get be inside of you again.
Yeah. And it's like, so I quickly pull my musket, I shoot, nothing happens. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I see you. I see you. And I point at him. And I pull my air sword. And I twiddle it a little bit in my arm. And I don't want to attack it. I just want to feint, like like jump into it as if I'm going to do something, but I don't. To see if it reacts. To see if it defends itself.
It seems to acknowledge your sword, but it's only focusing on you getting closer.
Okay.
You hear an explosion coming from behind you far away.
Does this thing react?
Nope.
I will say, well, that's my cue, and I'm going to use the sword to protect myself, purely for defensive, and I use my other hand to grab the artifact. I've got a few thief things that I can do that with.
Okay.
One of them is my cunning action. Yeah, that's the only thing I can do actually.
So what do you?
So I want to use my my attack, if it was, to deflect any attack that comes in. So it's not an attack, but it's more I step in and use my sword to dazzle him as I use my other hand to sleight of hand this thing out. And it's well, that's my cue. Grab and run.
So you're not able to grab this thing as the force of this creature hitting, pushing you back, stops you. But you do notice that when it hits your blade of wind, it actually pings off of it. The sword can actually touch it. as it uses a sort of push into you and punch you back. You don't take damage, but you just find out that information.
And I'm just like, look, it's me or them. I'm going to take it. They're going to take it. You're not going to have it. At the end of this day, you're not going to have it. I'm going to try one more time. And I put one of my hands up. And the only hand that I have up is my off hand, which is not my sword hand. And I reach in to grab it.
All right. If this attack hits you, you will take damage and be pushed back. If it doesn't, you'll be able to make a sleight of hands grab at it.
Okay.
$18.
Okay.
It hits you. 9 damage. But since this time you're able to detect it, you take half the damage.
So,
Let's
5?
just go with 5. I was going to go with 4, but you said 5.
That makes sense. Okay, so I take that damage and then I will take my sword and just like plummet into it. Like I attack with my sword.
Which sword?
My air sword.
Yeah, sure. All right. Roll an attack.
Motherfucker. 18?
18. Because of you're doing it as like a reaction. So the moment it hits you, you just flip your hand around, grab the blade, and just slice into it. And you feel it cutting. It feels like a knife cutting in bread. Like you feel the impact in it, and you cut this thing.
That is 9 damage.
All right. You feel like you did some damage to it, but it's still there. It's going to retaliate. It's going to miss as it swings its arm in front of you.
Yeah, I attack back. I attack with both my weapons.
All right, go ahead.
28, 25.
Hit.
And natural 1 with my other weapon.
You miss.
That's 10 damage and a critical fail.
It takes damage. It looks like you're like when you're cutting air, you're hitting something, and you're slicing into something. You can feel it, but you don't like. It feels like you're just cutting air. If that makes sense, it's going to retaliate back. Oh, this one's a good hit. Seven damage.
Is that halved?
It's getting harder to see this thing again, but this one is half. Like you feel like if this fight goes on any longer, you'll lose sight of him again. Your eyes are just focusing because he hasn't moved, but if he moves even a little bit, he's gone.
So I want to like this is how I perceive it. Like we're attacking each other. He's getting less and less easy to see. I want to just like distract it with attack. So I want to like hit it in the calf. And as I do that, I want to like reach. I want to use my rogue ability to steal. Essentially, I want to distract him, take the item, and then get the fuck out of there at some point. I don't think I can get the fuck out of there on my turn. I think I can only attack and take.
All right. Which sword are you using?
Oh, the air sword, obviously.
Okay. Roll me an attack. It's going to retaliate.
Oh, that's not too great. That's 12.
That's a miss.
Oh, no, we'll use my inspiration.
Okay.
16.
16, you definitely hit it this time. It swings to hit you. You're going to take the blow, but you'll be able to reach. While you're taking the blow, you're going to be able to reach the thing. So roll me a sleight of hand.
Okay, that's 10 damage, just to say.
Okay.
Oh, no. 14?
You touch it with your fingertips, but you just missed it. As you
Oh,
take the full brunt of his hit with a nat 20.
oh, shit.
15 damage,
Halved?
halved,
7.
7 damage. But you lose sight of him. As like this, it hits you full force and you close your eyes for the briefest of moments as you like get back up from the floor and he's gone. You don't
Is
see him
the
anymore.
is the artifact still there?
Yep.
Okay, so I will approach it, grab it with one hand, flip over the fucking altar or whatever it is that has this artifact on it, and dive into the like abyss, like the room, like the fall.
It's going to make an opportunity attack. But I want you to roll acrobatics.
Yeah, that's great.
What is it?
20, no, 35, 36.
Jesus. Did you get a nat 20?
No, 15 plus 11. So
Oh.
that's
Wait, what?
20. Oh, 27, sorry.
Okay. It's my
Ah, what's
luck.
the difference? 27, 37.
Oh, it hits. 24. To hit. 11 damage. Since you couldn't see it, you take a full hit.
Oh my god. I think I have one more health thing.
I heard you made it sound like you used 3 already.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's possible.
Um, just for this case, we'll say you have one more.
You sure?
Like, how badly are you hurt? Do you need it?
Yeah.
Uh, on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly are you hurt?
On a scale of fucking I can't remember what my maximum hit points were. I think they were 52. On a scale of like 0 to 52 on 1 8.
Okay, you have one more.
Yeah. Oh god, that was shit. That's a 1. That's an okay. Well, fucking terribly.
As you flip over the table, you feel this thing like uppercut you and just hit the side of your ribs as you flip over it, scurry like in pain to the side of it and just flip into the abyss down below and just hide in the shadow.
Uh-huh.
The mist, you see the mist around you. You're like in darkness as you hear like the door being like slammed open as you like hear people running in. We finally got it. Go get the artifact. Go get the artifact. And you hear like people start running up the steps. And then you hear as things like you hear just giant slapping wind sounds, crashing people. You hear shouting like, "What is that? Shoot it! Shoot it!" And you hear gunfire keep firing into the thing, but nothing gets hit. And you just hear people keep shouting to attack it, but they keep shouting that they don't see it.
Okay.
And you just hear this commotion going on.
I want to get behind them. I want to get out of this cave.
Roll me stealth.
Oh shit. Okay, that's 20. No, that's 18.
18. You feel like you're stealthy enough.
Yeah, so my plan is to get behind them and throw a knockout grenade in the middle of them and get the fuck out of them.
All right. You do so as you sneak past some pillars. You dive around. The pain in your side hurts so much as you are able to like sneak around there. You see people flying, people getting hit. As you make path, like as you enter the room, you just toss a grenade in there. It goes off, and you just hear people like shouting, like, "Where'd that come from?" You see the creature one last time, like in the smoke of the knockout gas. Still, like as people are dropping down, it begins like punching each and every one of them into the ground harder, harder, harder. Like each punch starts breaking skulls, and you slam the door closed behind you. In the hallway, where all the arrows shot, you just see a bunch of broken arrows everywhere and a bunch of dead bodies.
Yeah, I'm basically running for my life right now. Um, Running, flipping, dodging, rolling.
You get to
There's
the
there's no checking for traps now. It's just I'm gonna run.
roll me in acrobatics.
That's my boy. That is a 26.
All right. You're anytime like you feel your armor give any sign, you're just spinning, jumping, trolling. You don't even give it a second thought. You rely entirely on your armor. And you just keep going until you reach the like area where the elevator is. And standing at the elevator is Nazul with his arms crossed and just giving you the cockiest smile.
Ah,
Oh, well, looky here. I didn't expect to see you here. Oh, man, you. Oh, you. Oh, Jarl, you. How you been?
this is a bit upmarket for you, isn't it?
Well, I was planning on killing whoever came out of the cave with my dragon eye. But you brought it to me. Tell you
And
what, Jar. Give me the eye, and we'll split it 90-10. You can have 10. I'll finder's fee.
um, is there any beyond him? Is there any like henchmen or?
Nope, it's just him by himself.
Oh, fantastic! So I will pull the dragon eye out. I will flip it in one hand, flip it into the other hand. Um, I'll do like that magic thing where people like put it behind their ear and like flip it into the other hand, and then it just disappears, and it will be disappeared into like a pouch that's in my bum, not in my bum, but like in that like my pants, and then
Right?
there's like yeah, like just in the like the belt, and I will hold like both hands out, and then I will say, "We'll take it." And as a like, if we're doing initiative or anything like that, like if he goes to grab it, I want a headbutt him.
He flips his hair back, like just with his hand, he just strokes his hair back with him, and like his silky silver hair, and he just smiles like, I'm not here to play games. I'm standing at the exit. You have no other way out. Just give it to me. As you see him like pull out his like ruby blade
Okay.
You've been a worthy foe, but I don't want to kill you for it. I mean, I will, but if you just hand it over, I'll let you live.
I imagine that he gives like a cocky smile.
Well, you can't see it.
Huh?
You can't see it because you have the mask thing on.
Yeah. No, I imagine that Nazol
Oh, yeah.
has
He gives you the
cocky.
cockiest of smiles. He feels like
Yeah.
he's got you.
And then Jackal will just. And you don't know where it comes from. It's like. It's most deceptive. And a blast comes from his waist as a musket shot is fired into him.
Oh, for that, I'll give you an advantage if you hit him.
That's I think that's 23, and 18, 19, 25.
The sound echoes throughout the room, and as smoke like flees from your hip, he looks down at his side, and he's just like has a bullet wound. He's just like, "All right, you got me. I'll give you that. You're not getting away that easy." And he's just going to charge for you, pulling out his blade.
I would use my I don't know if it's disengage at this point. It's probably not. It's probably more like
That's a reaction because technically we're in combat. You just acted first.
yes, bonus action to like disengage.
Okay.
But my idea is just like sidestep him as he runs towards me, and I just sort of sidestep as he runs into this elevator and like smashes himself against the wall.
I'll say you give him disadvantage.
Okay.
Only because it's not your turn and it's a move that you can do on your turn.
Yeah.
Wait. 15. Damn it.
Yeah.
He slashes at you and you just like step away and he like tumbles a bit. He was like, no, 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 no. And he's going to get up, but you're just already moving to the elevator.
I'm already like pulling short swords, and I'm going to well, the idea is to lift him up with the short swords and like drop him over the edge. However you want to play that. So the first one is a
I'm
9.
confused. Sorry. You want to
Huh?
use your as he's down and like turning over, you're grabbing your sword and just like pushing him off.
So I want to pull my short swords. So that's 2 of them. I stick them in him.
Oh, like
Lift, yeah,
okay.
like lift him and just like scoop him over the edge.
All right. So can
But
attack then.
you can give me some sort of like whatever. So
Attacks.
a 19 with the sword and a 24 with the normal sword.
All right. So you're now instead of a damage, do athletics. You're pushing him off.
Do I get some sort of? You getting me bonuses for that, or
Um.
because
I'll give
I
you.
hit I hit with
I'll give
2
I'll
attacks
give you
and
a
my
proficiency with it.
shit.
Like
Oh.
you add your proficiency to it. Like another +3.
Okay. 11.
I mean, he's going to fight back with disadvantage. Whew. He's tumbles back as he's going to fall. He just grabs onto your sword and looks up at you like, you haven't seen the last of me. No. All right, I will get you.
Until the next time.
He slides off your sword and just falls to the ground and just lays there bleeding. Jakal!
I'm going to throw one of my knockout grenades at him.
You just hear an explosion and like the Jakal just gets quieter and then grows silent.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way.
You reach the top of the elevator and you just see a bunch of lizard folks standing around you.
Yeah, I'm not concerned with that. I feel like I've got enough dexterity and enough wits about me. Again, I don't fight people
How about
face to
this?
face.
I'll give you the better ending. You
Yeah,
get
please
to
do.
you get to the top of the elevator and you just see a bunch of lizard folk all standing around you. They see you just standing there alone. And then they just draw their weapons. You look around. You just sigh. You take out a scroll from your pouch. And then take out the dragon eye. You show it to them as you flip open the scroll of teleportation, and before they charge you, you bamf out, and you're gone.
Yeah, I forgot I had that.
I was wondering why you weren't using.
Because I didn't think I had it. But yeah, sweet. That's exactly what I do.
You bamf out, and you just land on your matted, like, dusty couch, and you just fall on top of it and just like lay your head back like, mission accomplished. And that's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, that was sweet. That was a fucking good session.
Yeah. How'd you like it?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, that character's my fave. All of a sudden.
Every character's your favorite until you can't play them anymore.
Yeah. This character surely is like canon now.
Oh, he's definitely canon. He has a rivalry now.
I'm gonna save my character sheet just in case.
Do it, buddy. Level 8's not a bad place to
Jacko.
start.
Nah, sweet. I really enjoyed that. Oh.
What a day of not playing the normal campaign.
Yeah.
It's okay. I like this one. This one's good.
You know,
I realized there was one problem with this. You were by yourself. So you're mostly like, okay, I talk to myself. And then I move
I was
on.
trying to make it like oh, I do like gestures to myself, but it doesn't really work, does it?
No. It's like it works when you have something to see in front of you representing yourself doing this by yourself.
Yeah.
Like an animation or something. But if it's just like us two voices, I reply and you reply, doesn't work. I should have given you like maybe like a sidekick or a partner that comes with you.
Oh no.
Maybe like
No.
it would have ruined it, but that would have been a better way, like a bounce off chatter.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I think it's still well.
oh,
I think that's good.
it wouldn't work when I started giving you other people. And I feel like when you had something to interact with is when things started happening better.
Yeah, I do like having people to talk to, like
Yeah.
NPCs. It's nice to like.
So I feel like at first it was like, all right, he needs someone to talk to. Let's get him someone to talk to.
The thing
And
is,
like
there's a
the one
yeah,
thing that like I mentioned Nazul and like your Haven, and you immediately took to us to like that son of a bitch is here.
yeah, no, yeah, I definitely did.
Like
Yeah,
I felt your character goes like, God damn it, I
yeah,
gotta go fuck
absolutely,
with him.
absolutely, yeah,
Like it would be safer to not, but I fucking gotta.
yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
That's what I really was like.
Yeah,
Oh, you took
I
it.
just like
Oh,
I like the fact that I could actually like at the end of the camp at the end of the session just fuck with that guy, just like have a interaction with him.
yeah, and you left it open like, I'll catch you next time.
Yeah,
But like I won't kill you, but I'll rub it in your face.
yeah, awesome.
I'm gonna stop this.
Potentially the brother. Who knows?
Who knows? Like you're an elf and he's a drow.
Yeah, same thing.
He's a step brother who just wants to be better than you.
Hmm.
And sometimes you get the upper hand, but sometimes he gets a win in there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stop this recording.